Hey guys, you're listening to What the Fuck Are We Doing? I'm Randy.
And I'm Miranda.
And I was going to say it feels like we've never been gone, but I'm like so happy right now. I feel like excited.
I know my
It's
eyes twitching. I'm sorry if you guys can see it.
you're like yeah.
Yeah, we were just like we are both like kind of nervous. We haven't done this in a long time. It's been what,
Yeah.
like 3 months?
You wish it's been 3 months
4 months? 5 months?
since July.
Oh my god, and we're in November. Well,
Hello.
yeah,
We're back. Yeah, so you're either listening or watching us right now on YouTube. So hi to those who are. If you're watching us, you can obviously see how like weird we look. I feel like we're just like we don't know what to do with ourselves. Also, Miranda got a haircut. Look at it.
Yeah,
I love
cut
it.
all my hair off. It was
Since the
it was
last
a necessary
time.
change.
I love
What's
that
up?
for you. I was gonna say I love that for you, but
Thanks.
I want to cut my hair, but I can't. I'm too attached to it.
I know. I was just telling someone, one of my coworkers was like, "Oh my God, I could never cut my hair." And I was like, hair is just one of those things like I have no attachment to. I never have. Like,
Yeah,
even when I cut my super long hair off, I was like, okay, like,
yeah,
bye.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
so it
I
doesn't
think
bother me.
I cut my hair one time short, and it was just like a bad experience. So since then,
Well, and then
I've
you're
been like scarred.
traumatized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a little
I
scarred.
honestly think the main reason, I like that we're coming back and we're talking about my
Yeah,
hair.
I was just
Um,
thinking that right now.
But you know what? The main reason I think that it doesn't bother me is because the last time I had hair like your length, I was like a kid. I was like 10. So
Okay, that's
I don't
another
know what
thing.
I look like with long hair. So to me, I'm like, oh, I know what I look like with short hair. Like,
Yeah.
let's cut it.
All I know is my long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also another annoying thing when everyone's like, "Oh, I love you with your long hair," and I'm like,
Like,
"Same."
what does that mean?
Yeah.
You don't like me with my short hair?
Oh no, because
Rude.
I didn't like me with my short hair, so I'm like, you definitely didn't.
You know what?
Um,
I needed to do something impulsive, and this was like the least harmful choice I could come up
I
with.
love
So I
that.
thought, why not
because
cut it off?
typically when I need to do something impulsive, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to say too. Something that's happened over the past however many months we've been gone is I feel like I have tamed down as a person so much.
And how do you feel about me, Miranda Joe? Let's talk
Randy
about
is heading in the other direction.
I'm
Randy
going.
is like where I was like 2 years ago. And I love it. I love
Yeah.
it for her. I'm just so tired.
It's
now
my time
that I
to
couldn't.
experience it.
Mhm.
Yeah, now we can't do these things together, but it's okay because it's such a nice balance.
It is because we've gone out, but like we don't like do anything crazy.
Yeah.
Like we just go out and like have drinks, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and when
Time
I
to
do
go to
my
bed.
crazy stuff, it's without Miranda, and then I'm texting her while I'm doing it.
Yeah. And it's not that I won't do those things anymore. I just feel like I can't stay up late enough to do them, you know?
We got Grandma Joe over here.
Seriously. I'm telling you, I turned 25 and it was like game over.
But also, you were going full throttle for a while before I was. So that's why I'm like I'm sure
yeah.
by the time I'm 25, I'm probably going to feel the same way.
I think I just don't know how
You're
people
also in a
don't.
relationship too.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm not. I'm still
I
not,
just,
guys.
you know
I'm
what?
still
I don't
single.
even know. Yeah, and I still have a boyfriend. So that hasn't changed, but there's people at my house, I think. I don't know. I just think that even I don't know if having a boyfriend has changed that for I think it's like definitely had an influence on it. But I also think what had the biggest influence was like we were in our houses for so long.
Yeah.
That I got so used to not going places. And
Yeah.
like so now I'm
And now you just
very
like
much
it.
like and I've always loved being home, so now
Yeah.
it's just like even more I love being home. you
Yeah.
know?
Me, not so much.
Randy's living her life. I am here for it.
I am. And we're gonna get into that because there's a lot to tell you guys. A lot has happened since our last
Okay,
episode
really,
in
when
July.
was July? How many months is that? August, September, October, November. 4 months? Do you
Almost
count
5
July?
months.
I don't know, whatever. 4 or 5 months.
Yeah. So
An
it was
estimate.
it was a while, but looking back at all the things we said, it finally came down to us just needing to record because our lives are still super fucking busy.
Yeah.
and our schedules do not line up like ever, which is why another reason why Miranda and I don't see each other. We're both working, going to school, and now back to the podcast.
Yeah.
So
well, and it's like I have designated days off, and those pretty much happen to be Randy's designated days of working.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Welcome to our life.
Yeah. But Christmas break is coming up soon. We're almost there.
Thank God. And that's when it's going to be busiest for me at work.
Oh, I'm sure.
So we love that.
I'm sure.
But we finally found some time and just decided that we needed to come back to our spaces.
Yeah.
You know, and just get some content out there for you guys to enjoy, because a lot of you guys have been asking, and that honestly warms my heart.
I know.
It's the best when everyone's like, when are you guys coming back? Like,
I don't know. Like, I was thinking about that the other day, and I was like, do people really listen to us? And then I'm like, I guess they do, because like people like ask when we're coming back, or like we still get our numbers every week.
Yeah, we still get listens like if we're not even off.
And
it's like so nice.
I know, but we're very excited to be back.
And I just feel excited because I was telling Miranda today I was watching some of our YouTube videos just to kind of see like how we are like on camera and like the things we talk about, you know,
awkward,
just to see if anything's changed. And I feel like, yes, we are somewhat the same people, but our lives have changed so much.
Yeah.
And some of the things like I've said, I've been like, like I don't even know.
Isn't that crazy? Because we started this when we didn't have jobs. You were in school still. I had not started school yet, but we were like pretty much doing nothing with our lives. Like every day we'd be like, oh, what are we going to do today? And it would be
because
like
we were in a fucking pandemic.
A whole bunch of nothing.
And not working.
And then like slowly, you know, like we both are really fully working now, and I joined Randy in school, so like we're both going to school full time. I mean, it's just a freaking complete difference from where I wouldn't have thought, like thinking back, like from sitting on my closet floor when we were like, we can't wait to be out of the pandemic. Like, this is so, I don't know. I just didn't think this is where we'd be.
Yeah.
You know?
It's crazy, but I love it and I'm
Same.
excited. So basically, since we decided don't have time to figure out a space situation right now, that we need to just we're going to obviously figure out something to record together, but it just came time to record an episode. So this is how we're doing it. So welcome back to my room and Miranda's room.
Yep.
And so basically this entire episode is just us going to be chit-chatting about things that have happened to us, things that we're going through, you know, things that you guys have missed in the 4 or 5 months that we've been off, you know, from
it feels like so
everything.
much stuff.
It does. And it's crazy because now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, 4 or 5 months. But I feel like so much would happen to my life in like 2 weeks.
I know.
And I'd be texting you like...
It's just so crazy. And I think that maybe it feels like so much because there was like nothing for a while. So it's like compared to,
I think,
you know,
that has to be it.
So and it's like even like a few things you're like, oh my God, there's so much happening. But it's like, is there?
I feel like that's another reason why it's like someone lit a fire under my ass. And I was like, I need to do everything. I was like, I just need to.
Same.
Which is why we have all this content now. Hey, we're back, motherfuckers, because we got booted out. They didn't want, what the fuck are we doing to come back? So, hello. Let's try this again. To pick up where we left off, I said I lit a fire under my ass. I was making every impulsive decision I could make. I've really been living my life the past 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, you
to say the least. And when I say impulsive, I say that lightly because there are some days that I make impulsive decisions.
Yeah.
But I was going to say the scary part is I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's not even scary. I know exactly what I'm doing. I know what I'm getting myself into. But you know what? I'm having a good time.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, at your age, I was acting the way you are.
You guys are probably thinking, like, what do you even mean? We're going to get into it. Trust me. But
yeah.
I'm just saying.
She's just living.
I've been living my life, like, the past couple months outside of work. and school. Yeah, I've been going out, experiencing life is like what I like to call it.
That's so funny. I literally, yeah, I haven't done much.
Miranda works and goes to school.
I work and then I go to class and then I go to bed and then I wake up and I do it all over again.
Yeah. It's
and
so
then
funny.
sometimes me, Randy, and Rodrigo will have little dates together, and that's pretty much all the social interaction that I
It's like
get.
a once a month thing. I kind of like
Yeah.
how we just like once a month. It's like, oh, Randy, what are you doing? We're gonna
Yeah.
do this. You want to come? And then I'm like, boom, boom, I'm on my
Yeah,
way.
we went to this cute spot. We actually just went.
I want to
again.
go again. You guys
And
went.
I
It was
made
cute,
him
though.
order all that food again. But we went to this cute spot, and I don't even know how many of those dang drinks we had, but we were just like hanging out, drinking, eating. It was so cute.
That's like the
There
best
was, like-
thing. Like, whenever I go on
Yeah.
a date, I haven't. Okay, this is another thing. Oh no, I did go on some dates. I was like, damn, I didn't
Yeah,
go
you
on
did.
any dates. I went on a couple.
You went to a Dodger game, no?
That was
That's
a
a
date.
date. That's a date.
That was my date.
Yeah, you paid
It was-
for it.
Well, there's
Wait,
that.
when Randy
So-
went on the Dodger game
Oh.
date, I was like, "Oh, how cute! He bought you tickets to go to the Dodger game," and she's like, "No, I paid for it."
It was
And I was like, "Oh,
This is the thing. You know what?
Oh my
We're
God.
saving that for another episode, to be continued.
oh my god, that was so funny." I was like,
well-
"How cute!"
If you guys want some insight into what the last couple months have looked like,
Yeah.
that is a snippet of it. But
We're gonna have to have one whole episode on Randy's dating life.
honestly, if you guys want it, tell us.
I just think with the amount of detail that's gonna have to go into like, this is this person and this is this person and this,
I love that.
like we gotta break it down for him.
okay,
Pretty
but-
much clear the roster from last season. None of those
Yeah.
people are around. We're starting over with a new team.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
Cheers for both drinking right now.
New
Once we got
team.
booted out,
We got claws. A new team.
a new
Are
roster. baby.
are they better? We're not sure yet, but
That's the
she's-
thing, is the ones that have been around the
Yeah.
couple months. I wouldn't even say they're really around anymore. Like they're just kind of
Yeah, they're dwindling a bit. Yeah.
they're like iCloud. Like they're just there.
Yeah, that's a really good.
You don't know what they do, but they're there.
Uh-huh.
I don't need someone explaining iCloud to me right now. I know what iCloud is.
I don't either. It lives in the cloud. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
the cloud is, I don't care. That's pretty much it.
You're like, I just don't fucking
When
care.
I literally think of iCloud, I imagine, and I know this is not how it works. I like literally
It's
like all
floating
my
in
stuff
space?
is existing here in the air. Like that's just what makes sense to me.
My
I know
favorite
that's
thing,
not right.
I know we're gonna go on a lot of tangents, people, but
That's how you know we're
I'll
bad.
never forget like talking to someone at work when I was a dental assistant. I was talking to this older gentleman at work about like technology, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't trust the cloud." And I remember I was just like,
You're like, I don't know what it is, so
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know
Okay.
anything about it. I truly don't. And
But
I don't
you know those
why.
people are like so against technology, and they're like, no, I'm not saving my information. I'm not.
Well,
doing
I
this,
mean,
this,
when
and
you
that."
think about, oh my god, a bug just flew in my face.
Dude, there's
when you
so much
think-
going on in this episode.
When you think about the cloud, should we trust it? Where is all that stuff going?
I don't know. This episode is us catching you guys up on our lives.
We're gonna have an IT guy on as a guest, and he's gonna explain the cloud.
Oh my god, like
That would
the
actually-
the IT guy from The Office.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my
but
god. What do we want to tell them?
There's so much, guys. Like, okay, to go back to the story I was telling before we got booted off. I was talking about
Oh, the
Hinge
guy
guy,
you met
right?
on.
Hinge.
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay, I matched with this guy on Hinge. You guys know me. I'm on dating apps. Sometimes I talk to people, sometimes I don't.
She's
whatever.
been doing much better.
Yeah, I'm trying, guys. I guess I'm actually trying. My favorite thing though is when I talk to someone on Hinge. I'll get back to the story about Hinge Man, but when I talk to people on Hinge and guys are like, "Oh, so what are you on here for?" And I'm always like, "Oh, I don't know." My this is my response, and you guys can give me some feedback. Maybe it's not a good response. I usually say, to be honest, if I meet someone cool and something happens, something happens. That's literally me. I'm like, I'm not here to like speak to a guy and be like, you know what, we are going to date and this is going to happen. I'm literally like, if I meet someone and they're interesting, cool. And then we build a relationship. It could be a friendship, whatever. But my favorite thing is when they're like, oh, like, has it been working for you? I'm always like, well, it worked for my best friend, so we'll see. I'm like, she got her boyfriend on Hinge.
That's hilarious.
It's meant to be deleted.
That's funny. Honestly, I forget that me and Rodrigo met on there. Like, I
forget all the time, and then I suddenly remember. And then I'm like,
I don't know where I think I met him, but, like, I don't, in my brain, it doesn't, like, connect that I met him on a dating app.
And it's so funny because, like I said, I was listening to some of our episodes earlier. And
didn't I say, like, I'd never date someone?
I would never date someone from a dating app. I would like to meet someone organically.
At a bar. Or
that's our favorite thing. Store. Like, my favorite TikToks. Yeah, TikTok talk is starting.
I love TikTok.
How I see so many TikToks of people like, yeah, like, I don't do dating apps. Like, I'm going to meet someone naturally, like, organically. Yeah. And they're like,
it's all bullshit. How
and
do
then
you
they're
meet
like,
someone like that?
They're like, I don't leave my house. Like, like, where the fuck do I go?
And we've talked about this so many times. Like, we just, first of all, we never were like going to bars where like the kind of man you want to date was there. Okay, we were going to draft picks. We were going to
dive bar divas.
Yeah,
I was telling
like,
my friend
oh my god, I forgot my dad called us that.
Dive bar divas.
But wow, I haven't been to a dive bar in ages.
Let's go tonight. Just kidding.
What was I gonna tell you? What was I just gonna say? Oh, we were not hanging out at places where like
you want to meet
quality men were at. So it's like I think if you
and
want
here
to
come
meet
the
someone,
people who are like, just get out of that environment. Then what do you?
Yeah, then like go to nice places and blah 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 blah. But it's like for what?
We're dive bar divas, honey.
I love a good dive bar.
Can't be a dive bar diva.
I'm not convinced that you can't meet someone at a dive bar. I do think that's possible. Do I think it's like extremely likely? Yeah.
I like how I was like thinking like, have I met someone at a dive bar? No.
The people we've met at dive bars have pretty much stayed at dive bars.
I was gonna say I've never met anyone at a bar, but one man from the previous months I ran into him at the bar, which is how our relationship or whatever started. Remember, we were social media friends, and then we ran. I know. Yep.
There's like this bug is like harassing me. It needs to go away. Oh my god. Yes, I know what you're talking about. You know,
guys, I just have so much to tell you. Oh, Hinge man. What? Let me get back to my story.
Yeah, you didn't finish it. I have a question for you about Hinge once you're done.
Ooh, I love that. She's gonna ask me questions because if not, I might be word vomit and tell you.
Well, I don't go on. I obviously don't go on. I'm gonna try to kill this bug. Oh, I got it.
So Hinge man, at the time, there's prompts on Hinge. I don't know if you guys know what it's like, but you have a profile on Hinge and you can like write things, answer questions or whatever. And one of the things was like the best way to get to know me is, and on there at the time I had like listen to my podcast, listen to mine and my best friend's podcast. And the guy replied and he was like, oh, like you have a podcast, like whatever. And obviously we're talking about it. And he was like, do you just use dating apps to like meet men for content? And I was like, honestly, no. I was like, but that would be a great idea. So I'm going to start.
Yeah.
So here we are.
Honestly, I think that a solid amount of our listeners listen because you like have
told them
about it. Or I also think a lot of people that don't like us listen to us. And I love that. I think that's the best thing ever.
Like you just want to know what's going on with our lives.
And that's okay. And you're just getting us listen. So thank you.
That's fine because I'm going to tell you what's going on with my life. I have a lot to share. A lot.
I'm like trying to in my brain.
I don't even know where to start. I'm like, do we start at the beginning of it all in July? Just kidding.
I don't remember what happened like in the summer. Like, what did I do in the summer?
Like, that feels so long ago.
I know. In the summer I was applying to school. So I was like finishing that stuff up. And then I was working. Now I'll say it because I don't work there anymore. I was working at Target for like a hot minute.
She was a Target bitch.
Yeah.
I would go and get my pickup orders from her.
Yeah, some of you came and I gave you your orders in drive-ups and You might have acted like you didn't know me, and that's okay. But
Oh my
that's
God.
fine. I don't give a shit. You know that.
I know. I just love it because like I'm crying right now. My eyes are really watering.
But that's fine. Honestly, the pay was shit, minimum wage, but working there's kind of fun. Like if you need a job and you're like want something stupid, work at Target. The discount's really cool, and they're like honestly nice people, so not a bad job. But I worked at Target.
You guys where I work.
Yeah, well she's still there.
I'm still there.
So we can't. But then I got a new job and I get to work from home.
She manifested that shit. She did.
Really did. I did. So yeah, I work from home and yeah, that's pretty much it. And I go to school all the time now.
And now she's always home.
And literally.
Yeah, she's literally always home.
I literally sit at my desk for 8 hours a day, and then on 2 days a week, I get up for 30 minutes and walk my ass over to my desk in my room, and then I go to class. So that's pretty much the vibe these days. Yeah.
My life, summer. Let's rewind the ending.
I literally can't remember.
Yeah, I can't
summer.
Either.
Like,
I
what
feel
did
bad.
I do for my birthday? I think I just went to dinner.
You did. I didn't get to see you because I was working.
You were working,
and that's when I was still on probation.
Yeah. Dang, those 90 days are up now, huh?
Yeah, fuck them. Just kidding. Didn't say that. Take it back. But my life, summer came to an end. I was still in school. I had summer school. I was working. I was going out. I was still hanging out with the boys a lot, like my guy friends.
Oh my God, I forgot about all this.
Going to the movies. That's typically what I do. I have a movie pass. That's what I would do with my friends.
Like a fucking old person.
Yeah, until I became not an old person. And
it was like a overnight thing.
Yeah, I don't know what got into me, but like I said, some fire got lit under my ass somehow, and I just decided like I need margs all the time. I need to be out all the time. I need to be experiencing life all the time. And it became to the point where if you guys follow me on like my personal Instagram, you could see that I was like going out a lot, and then I was always at like a sporting event. I was always at a baseball game, you know, or something.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where like on my days off, if I was not at a game, I felt like I was doing nothing with my day. Like I was like getting itchy. Like I was like having withdrawals. I was like, I need to be out like doing stuff. And it was so weird. Like I don't know why. Like I was just like, so when it came to that date that I went on for the Dodger game, my plan was not to go on a date. I bought 2 tickets and I was like, I'm going to the game. Like that's pretty much how it was for every game. I would just tell my friends like I'm going, and if someone was like, oh, I'm gonna go too, then that's who I was going with. I'm also one of those people like I don't need someone to go with me somewhere, but I was like,
imagine me at a game by myself, I'd have a panic attack.
I was having a good time, like with or without someone. Like you could be with me and not even talk to me, and I would have a good time. But
yeah, you're good at that. I'm not.
But this is why we balance each other out.
Like, Randy, don't leave me anywhere.
Yeah, I'd be like, bitch, when would I leave you? But that's the thing. I always, like, we've talked about this in the episodes before. Like, I don't like the word talking. I don't, like, yes, I talk to people, but I'm not talking to a guy. You know what I mean? Like, that.
What's an alternative way to put it? Are you, like, getting to know them?
I don't even want to. No, it's not even that. That's the thing. It's not even getting to, like, this person. Like, I've known him for years.
Oh, I know who we're talking about.
Yeah, the person I went to the game with.
What's his name gonna be? What's his name?
We need a name for him.
I'm gonna think about that one. I'll think about it. I'll come up with that.
I was gonna say a nickname, but I feel like nickname correlates too much to someone. It could be it could remind you of someone else. Could be possibly.
The other one.
Not even someone who, guys, this makes me sound so bad. But no.
We're going to have to come up with new names.
Straight up. What it was is during the past couple months, till this day, I'm still single. I've been trying to date people. Like, not multiple at the same time, but, like, I've been trying to put myself out there.
Then
so, yes, there have been. So, there have been some. The past
okay, months. That's what I'm gonna do this weekend. I'm gonna come up with names for them. Yeah,
and then we're gonna tell you guys the nicknames, so when we're telling the stories, you guys understand. Yeah, but this man has been in my life for a while. That's the thing. Okay, this is how I know I'm just down bad. Because the other day I was trying to think, like, could I, like, consider him a friend? Like, even though I've known him for years, I'm like, could I consider him a friend? I would say he's my friend.
I think you guys are friends, like, before anything else, right?
Yeah. Like, I think I mean, I wasn't saying, like,
No,
is he
like,
my
more
friend? No, like, I wasn't thinking, are we more than friends? I was genuinely thinking, like,
are we
we're
even
actually
friends?
Yeah, like,
That's
are
what
we
you're
even
thinking.
friends? Yeah.
I would like to think so.
I also realize that when I do this podcast, I talk really loud, and only my parents are home right now, and I'm talking about all these men. Love that for me.
I usually talk really loud too. So
but your family
fine.
knows everything about you.
No, yeah. I also like. I don't even mean to sound like I'm such like a fucking old person these days, but I'm trying. I'm trying to like start doing things again.
I love
like
you.
Tomorrow,
like,
I was.
You're like,
I
I'm
just
really
told
trying,
Randy like tomorrow I'm going to like a wine night thing. Like I'm trying to do stuff. I'm just so fucking tired. If anyone has advice on how to work full time and go to grad school and maintain a social life and maintain all your relationships, please let me know, because it's fucking rough out here. And I know people do it under harder circumstances, but it's a fucking struggle. So
it is.
I think I need to go back to therapy, honestly.
Oh, that was another thing I did, guys.
Yeah, you went back to therapy.
I went back and then I quit.
Randy!
I can't afford it.
It is expensive.
It's so expensive.
Which is
and
so
then
stupid.
So I decided to do the therapy. Miranda was doing that, worked well for her. And I think the way I am in therapy, I can't do therapy that way. I think I need to go in and like have I mean, it's not that you don't have a legitimate relationship with your therapist,
but like physically see each other.
Yeah, like physically see her and kind of like have her get to know me the way like it could have just been the therapist that I chose, because you get to choose from whoever.
Yeah, I've had multiple through them, and my first one, we did not have the relationship that I do with my previous one that I'm gonna go back to.
Yeah, like mine was just very like, I felt weird, like I'm like, how do you do this? Like, I just send him a message, like, this is what's going on in my life. And then it was weird for me because I'm the type of person, I mean, which it could come down to it being a lot of time in therapy, but like, I like them knowing like all my past
everything.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this one was not like that at all. It was just like, oh, just tell me what's going on. And from there we talk about it. And I'm like, how are you going to go based off that if you don't even know like who I am? So that just, it didn't work out. And then it was a lot of money and yeah. So I stopped. And then maybe that's where like, well, the impulsive decision started before that, which is kind of why I went to therapy, because I was like, I need some help. I have some attachment issues. Because honestly, that's what it is. I have attachment issues.
Same.
Different attachment issues.
Okay, you know what's funny?
But I have
as I read things for school and like learn about these things,
about me?
I'm like, I have that. Randy might have this. Maybe we
God.
both have this. And I'm like,
you need to graduate so you could diagnose me.
I know. I think that goes against like all the rules, but
that you're not supposed to
fine.
like be my person.
I think so. I don't know. If I'm my own boss, who's gonna tell me?
Yeah, like
who's gonna tell me no?
I won't say shit. I'm gonna turn you in.
If you guys ever need a therapist in 3 to 4 years, just let me know.
Oh my God.
I'll be there.
But yeah, so I was going to therapy because so dumb. We'll get into it in another episode. But I was going to therapy because I have attachment issues. I really do, and it comes from childhood. But my thing is, why are you attaching yourself to dumbass people? Like when you know they're dumb as fuck. Like honestly, guys, season 3 Randy is way different from season 1, season 2. I think I've grown a lot. Now I see the bullshit. I still choose to go along with it, which is still dumb of me. But now I'm more aware of it. Like, you know, I know, like, it's not good for me. Like, before, I was just dumb, and I really didn't know, and I'd, like, get hurt, and then I'd be like, oh, my God, like, why'd this happen? Now I'm like, I know it's coming, but okay. Like, I'm strapped in. I'm along for the ride.
I think you've gotten better. Do I think you're all the way there? No.
No.
Do I?
Definitely
but
not.
I don't think that... I don't know.
But I'm being honest with you guys. And
I think that, like, and I've said this before, like, you, and I don't... It's not a bad thing. It's a good quality to have, but, like... Just to be so accepting and trusting of people, like, from the get-go. And I think it just bites you in the ass sometimes.
Oh.
And like I think that
more it bites me more than it doesn't.
Yes.
To be honest with
not
you.
A bad thing. I think it's not a bad quality to have, because I think it's easier to learn how to be like less trusting than it is to learn to be more trusting. You know?
Oh, for sure.
So I don't think it's a bad
thank you.
trait to have. Like, I'm not trusting of people, and I find it to be very difficult to trust people. I also don't like to trust people, so maybe that's my
like, who does? Who does now?
No one.
Not me.
What else has happened? Oh my god.
So much. If for those asking about merch will come when it comes.
Yeah, we're fucking, you know what? We have so much going on.
Like really, like
this is what goes on in our brains, right? So like we thought like we want to record in person, but it's not just like, oh, we just record in person. It's like
there's a lot that goes into it.
And I think too, like, I have to remind myself and you guys that listen, like, we are not by any means experts at these things. Like, I kind of like taught myself how to do this shit through YouTube, and like I don't know, like I said this before, I don't know what the fucking buttons on these things mean or do. Like, I just know what I need to do to make it work. So we're like seeking out help from people. We want to do it in the easiest, most basic, affordable way possible.
Duh.
Because we're poor college students that live at home still. So it's like we're trying. You know, we're trying. Merch will happen one day. Merch is gonna happen again. Just bear with us.
Yeah. And obviously our little shared space that we'll have together will be cute and it'll come eventually, but let's
just get like a fucking storage unit and like make it all cute. Imagine.
I was even like, there's spaces in my house that we could even do it at. It's just getting the set up and like learning how to do everything and getting that help that we need. So that's pretty much it.
And like we have people that have been like, well, what do you guys need? And then we tell them and they're either like, oh, well, you could do this, and we're like, we don't know how to do that. Or we tell them and they're like, yeah, I don't know how to do that. So
that's kind of where we're at right now.
It's okay.
With everything. But to let you guys know, we have been trying. Yeah, it's not like we just went the entire length of time without thinking of anything. We really were, but
things just got like hectic.
Shit happens. Yeah, and literally, I feel like that's just like being an adult.
Yeah. There's just, I didn't sign up for it, honestly.
Neither of us did, but here we are.
This isn't what I was looking for, but
so God, I feel like I can talk forever about what has happened.
Yeah.
To me, I feel like, do we give them like a snippet? Like, do we let them know about at least one person? Because there's gonna be a whole nother episode on all this.
But the thing is I think that if you told them about one of the people I'm thinking about that we just mentioned, then I think you then have to tell them about the other person, because in my head those two are like
the two you're thinking about.
Yeah,
I don't know why I decided to cross my fingers.
This is what I feel like. They're intertwined,
but no, they're not
in proximity. And I just feel like those make sense together. But it is
so no life. We'll save that for another time. Let's start off with the starter.
Oh my god. Starter. Wait, I forgot about this one.
I understand.
This guy is a stage 3000 clinger. Like, beyond
I kind of feel bad talking about it.
I don't at all, because he's too fucking grown to be behaving like that. Like, it's weird. If you tell someone you understand, if you tell someone you understand how they feel, that doesn't mean you continue to fucking harass them about it. Like, that's why he's single.
Basically, I'm still single too, guys.
Yeah, but that's by your choice. That's by choice.
It is. But basically what happened was this man that I had befriended on social media already. I was hanging out with one of my good friends, Sophia, who's actually been on the podcast. We have an episode with her. She's amazing. We went out one night. of course, this was my girl. Miranda wasn't going out.
Yeah.
Sophia would go out with me, so I would not be alone to make my impulsive decisions.
Thank
Like,
God
that's
for
really
Sophia.
who Sophia was. Sophia at the time, I mean, I don't know if she still isn't drinking, but at the time she wasn't drinking. So she literally would go out with me, and I would have a drink, and she would sit there and drink water, and like we would just have a good time.
I love
you
her.
know, that was just us. That was us. And we went out to this bar, pretty local bar to her.
Oh yeah, I
Me
forgot.
too.
Randy was hitting the fucking worst places for a minute there. That's how I knew she was fucking. I was like, this
Down
is not
bad.
good. This is
Down
not good.
horrendous. Yeah.
I forgot.
We went to a bar, and we were like sitting there, and this guy like swipes up on like a story I posted of me and Sophia, like literally from like 5 minutes before that. And because we like relocated from the place we had dinner to a bar that was next to it. And this guy swipes up, and he's like complimenting me, you know, in the video. And I like look up from my phone because we're now at this bar, and he's right there. He's like not far from me at all. Okay. And I was like, I show Sophia the message. I'm like, okay, see this? And I'm like, that's him. And like, he doesn't see that I'm here. Like, I see he's here. He doesn't know I'm here. So, I mean, obviously, like, I thought he was cute, like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I messaged him, and I was like, I see you. Like, a total creep. I was like, I have to tell you, like, I see you. And he's, like, looking around, you know? And then, like, we make eye contact.
That's like my worst nightmare. Someone
I feel
being
like
like,
it
I
was-
see you.
yeah,
and you being
no.
like, oh my
he
God.
he was the same way. He was like, honestly, like, that was so creepy. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I didn't know what else to say. But I couldn't, like, not say I saw him.
You had
I felt
to say
like that would have been
something,
even
yeah.
weirder.
Yep.
So he came over to the table, like, you know, we met in real life. I told him, like, you know, you can sit with us. He was super cool. Like, we had conversation. It was great.
It started off
It was
really good. Like,
it was
really
so
strong.
nice.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like, I even told him too, because, or I told Sophia, and I told Miranda, like, when I got home that night, I was like, I don't know why, but like, we just had such a great connection. Like, I really connected with him. Like, I'm like not trying to be weird and like jump the gun, but like, there's a connection there.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's, and when you told me that, I was like, oh wow, like and
you
like
haven't
what
had
a
this
what
for
a
a long
coincidence. Like, he's at the same place
Yeah,
as you.
like what are
yeah, I thought
right when
like,
he messages you.
yeah, I thought, wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like it was pretty wow.
I
but
think
I
so too.
think a big part of it was Randy, feeling this connection and getting so excited about it and like jumping the gun
Yeah.
and making impulsive decisions and then immediately ruining all of it for myself.
I will agree with that.
Yeah. So as it continues on,
This was not over that long of a time span either, huh?
no, it was very like crash. It
was
was
like-
like right
yeah.
when the podcast had ended, pretty much like around that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we hung out a couple times, you know, we were texting all the time, and then like, I don't know, like I just kind of felt not myself anymore after like one time of us hanging out and kind of like the environment of the hangout and how the hangout was. I just didn't feel like we were on the same page, even though when I brought it up, guys, I was a big girl this time.
She did.
And I actually brought it up in conversation, and I was like, to be honest with you, like, this is how I'm feeling, and I want to be an adult about it and let you know, so you can either.
He was kind of like weird when you did that too.
It was in like, yeah, because it was kind of like, what's up? Like, something's changed, and I'm like, hey, like, this is how I feel.
It was very like what's the word I'm looking for? Like it was not the response you would have thought you
Yeah, especially
from him.
to let you guys know, this is someone who is almost 30 years old or going to be 30. But yeah, so I remember I told him like, this is how I'm feeling, and he was super like nice about it after and was like, you know, like, I didn't want you to feel that way, like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, we can start like going on dates like this, we can do this. I was like, cool. Next time we hang out, same fucking thing. You know, nothing changed. The texting was the same. And I am still that person, like, you guys, if you guys have been listening to the podcast for a while now, or if you know me personally, I have a hard time sticking up for myself or like saying no. I am one of those people, like, I feel very guilty and I'll just be like, okay, like
This is why we get
that
along.
that makes them happy. Yeah, because Miranda and I are complete opposites. But
I just feel guilty about way different stuff. But
yeah. But I was just like, okay, and like we did the same hangout.
yeah.
And I remember, like, in the moment, like, I was texting Miranda, like, oh, yeah, like, we're hanging out. And I remember she was like, is it better? And I remember, like, catching myself wanting to, like, make it seem like it was better. So she would be like, okay, like, cool. Like, he got it together, you know, like, you're doing this.
Yeah.
It wasn't. We hung out. And then we hung out again another time. And I remember telling Miranda, like, it got to the point where, like, I just lost, like, all, like, there wasn't tons of feelings there or anything like that, but like the interest that I had, like, immediately went away.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I was telling you, like, what I needed and what needed to change.
It.
Yeah. And it was like, and I understand, like, I'll do that. And then we were hanging out again and it was the same shit.
Same shit. I think that, well, one, that bothers me too, because I used to be in situations like that. And I also think that it's so important to remember, and I wish young me would have known this. I might have said this before. Like, someone that consistently wants to hang out with you in a bar situation, or let's go get drinks, or let's go drink, or that's not a date. And if that's how they're consistently spending their time with you, to me, at least, is a pretty clear predictor of where they think that's going.
I don't think I have been on one date in the 4 or 5 months. I'm like now realizing.
You know what I mean, though? Like,
yeah, no, it's true.
Because to me, if someone, and I'm not saying like every date or
God,
every time you hang out with a guy.
I know what you're gonna say.
Like,
keep going.
I've hung out with guys where like we've just gone to a bar, but I've gone to dinner with those guys, and I've, you know, I did things like that. Mm-hmm. Like Rodrigo and I go to bars sometimes and just have a drink. So not every time needs to be like that, but
yeah.
If someone is consistently putting you in that same situation, I just think that it shows you what they think of you and what they think they're going to get from you. Yeah. And that's all they have to do in order to keep your attention.
Yes. And, it's like, and sadly, these are the men that I keep meeting and having to
But I don't think that's your fault. I think that's people our age behave that way. And I think that that's their fault.
Like, honestly, I can't tell you the last time I went on a date or where I went on a date where a guy planned it or like picked me up, like went to my door.
Yeah.
Or like took me to dinner.
I remember for you. Sorry, I was going to burp. I moved my mic.
No, you're fine. But like, no, seriously, like, the last time I would say I went on a date was that guy that I was like seeing, the one who ruined everything.
Yes.
And even then, like, we would like get dinner, which like I'm not bitching about it. Like we would like pick up dinner and like eat it at
and
like
that's totally fine.
Whatever,
like, totally
which is fine. But like no, like it's been a long time.
Yeah,
for
and
me.
like I just think that we're at that age that like
I'm tired of guys being like,
let's go to a bar.
Let's link. Like that's the fucking worst one.
That's I don't know. I just think that it's so important to do those things.
Oh my gosh. I think this is me saying, if you know anyone who's looking for someone to take out on a date,
it's
like,
Randy.
Dude, honestly, like, I don't even care at this point. Like, I just literally want to meet someone cool, have a nice dinner with them, and enjoy company.
That's really what I think that, like, I don't know. I just don't.
That's just not even hard.
No. I don't think that.
You know how many guys I take to fucking dinner? Just kidding. I don't. But
you probably
I'm just
take
saying,
more
like, I could.
Than fucking,
right? Like, I could.
I just think, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard to take someone to dinner. I don't think that when you go to dinner with someone, not that it's like this, like, I don't know. I just think it's a different vibe. It says something different.
Like, you're actually interested in them.
Yeah. When you're saying let's go to a bar, that's saying you kind of, I don't know. Maybe because I've been in those situations and I know what the outcome was. And I should have known better. Like, I should have known, like, oh, why do I only hang out with this person in a setting where we're getting drunk?
That's, like, another thing that happened during the break. one of my guy friends, who I'm friends with, we got lunch like to catch up because I hadn't seen him since way before the pandemic, obviously. We got lunch to catch up, and like I said, this is a guy friend, and we were drinking while, and I ended up blacking out. And yeah, I ended up blacking out. We didn't know that the bartender was making me like doubles of margaritas.
She called me at like 4 p.m. hammered.
Yeah. And I blacked out, and I remembered like being like, oh my God, like the next day. Well, not even the next day, just later on that day, because it was so early. It was lunch.
Yeah.
Being like, oh my God, like what the, like I don't remember like certain things, like whatever. And obviously I was safe. But I just remember like after that thinking like, what if I wasn't with this friend? Like, what if I was with someone else? And like,
yeah.
But that's scary.
I'm a full believer in the fact that because I went through that phase so severely for such a long time, I think that you have to. I think you have to know what, like, how fucked up things can really be. And, like, not that anyone should put themselves in bad situations, but I think that you almost have to do those things to be like, damn, I really should never do that shit again. Like, I've
been through a lot of fucked up shit, and I was still like, damn, Randy, it's like,
well, because really, cool. Like, blacking out is a horrible, scary fucking feeling. It's scary. Like, there's nothing worse than waking up and being like, how did I get here? Or, like, what did I do? Or what did I say? Or, like, and that's the thing, I was, too, like, queen of blacking out in college. So I lived this so many times. Yeah. It's horrible. It's so awful to feel that way.
Yeah, but guys, I went through a little phase, like July through September. I was blacking out a lot. Like, and I remember I was just like, oh, like, and that's the thing. I'm like, oh, I'm eating on an empty stomach, and I'm like, or I'm drinking on an empty stomach, and like that was my thing. And then I'd be like waking up, and I'm like, how'd I get here? Yeah, I don't remember this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Lesson learned, guys. Lesson learned.
Yeah. So here I am now on What the Fuck Are We Doing?
We still don't know what we're doing.
I still don't.
We're just busier. Well, I guess I kind of know what I'm doing. Like, I'm in school again.
I think I have a better sense of what I'm doing.
Same.
Even though my dating life is still interesting, I like to think I'm doing better about sticking up for myself. And I've been having some workshops with some girlfriends about like texting first. I'm not good with that.
You're weird about it?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Okay, so this is that. We'll talk about that real quick. So if you guys have listened to the podcast for a while, or if you know me as a friend, or if we've ever had a conversation this has brought up, I have always been the person to make the first move when it comes to men. That's typically how it goes.
Oh, I thought you meant you don't like to text first.
No, I don't. And I'm getting to that.
Oh.
So the only two people I've ever seriously dated, I went for them first. Like, I started it. But I have this hard problem where if when I'm talking to a man, when I'm speaking and getting to know a man, and we're texting or messaging or whatever, say I send the last message and he doesn't reply to me.
You want them to respond.
I want them to respond. I want them to text me first next. Because I feel like it's taking turns. That's how it works in my mind.
I agree.
That's how it works in my mind.
I don't feel that way anymore because I have a boyfriend.
Well, so I'll fucking
text Rodrigo 15 times in a row and I don't give a fuck. But when you're dating someone,
single girl, and when you're, and this is Miranda said dating. I don't date. When you're talking to men who want to link or just getting to know someone you don't know.
You shouldn't respond to them at all. There just should be no back and forth.
With the people who link, you don't respond. But I'm saying, like, these guys that if I'm meeting them on dating apps or whatever,
I agree
and
with
I'm
that.
trying to get to know them.
If I text you last, you text me next.
Yes, that's how I feel. And then part of me is always like, it's not a fucking game, Randy. Like, if you want to text them,
but is that
them.
A game?
No. But
when you have a conversation with someone, you speak, then they speak, then you speak, then they speak.
See, this is where my mind goes, guys. So many thoughts. I overthink this whole process, which is why it gets bad for me. So if I'm interested in a guy and we're texting and then I text him and he doesn't reply and then like a day passes or whatever and he doesn't text me, at that point, he probably will never hear from me again because
I was going to say Randy calls it quit.
yeah, like that's pretty much how it is. I just figure you're not interested and you don't like me. So whatever. I was talking to Sophie about this the other day. I was talking to her about a guy and I was just like, yeah, like I don't miss him in that sense, but like I miss talking to him, like and getting like knowing what's going on in his life. And she's like, why don't you tell him? And I was just like, do you know who the fuck you're talking to? You know?
I love that Sophia and I tell you the same thing.
Yeah. And I text him and I was like, oh, hey, like,
you know what?
I just want to see how you're doing.
All
and then
of
it was
this
fine.
Stuff needs to be so much less serious. Like, none of it is that serious.
It isn't.
It's
but
so
I make it that
stupid.
Yeah.
But it's not you. It's like the world fucking conditioned you to think that way. Like
when it comes to the texting,
he doesn't text you, he doesn't like you. Like that's so it's stupid. It's dumb.
So I think in my mind, I have like a million things going through my mind before I send a text. I'm like, okay, he texts me lax, and I'm like, it's been a day, he's not interested, and then I'm like, if I text him, I'm being too clingy or I'm going to be annoying and I'm going to come off as a certain way. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, but maybe they're waiting for me because they want to see me put in some effort. And then I'm like, fuck that. No, I don't want to do that. Like, there's just so, like, the list goes on and on and on. And then at that point, I'm exhausted and I don't send a text. And then 3 months go by and I don't hear from them. Or I hear from them the next month and they're like, hey, girl, what's good? You know, it either goes one way or another. So.
Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have to participate in that anymore.
Yeah, and that's brutal. The thing. To be honest with you, anyone who's listening to this, if you're like me, Miranda just made a comment that she's happy she doesn't have to participate in it anymore. We don't have to participate in it either, but we choose to. Yeah. So I'm being honest. Like, this is like season 3, Randy. Like, I'm gonna be upfront.
I think that if I was single, I would still behave the same way. Cause like. You feel like you're bothering someone or like,
yeah, like
oh, I don't want him to think I'm like too into him.
And
blah, blah, blah.
I know like, there's so much more that goes into it, and it's like people's inner child.
I think
and,
that
like,
at some
trauma.
point, like we're at what age do those like rules like not apply anymore?
Yeah, like do people not? I feel like they go on forever. Like, you know, if you know about them at one point, like you're gonna think about it later on, possibly.
I don't know.
Like, not with my parents. My mom would probably blow up my dad's phone and be like, where the fuck are you?
Me? I'll call like, Rodrigo 12 times.
Well, that's different. You guys are in relationships. I'm not in one. I am single.
Yeah. Well, I think that the lesson here is you should just communicate in ways you want to communicate. Like, don't.
Just
if you
fuck
wanna
it,
text,
huh?
If you want to text someone twice, who fucking cares?
My favorite
What
thing.
are they going to say?
My favorite.
What are they going to say? She texts me twice.
Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the guy that I apparently took on the Dodger date.
She did take him. She paid for it.
Yeah. So the guy I took on the Dodger date, who's a friend of mine, he's the guy that I text, and I was like, oh, I like just miss talking to him because we don't talk as often anymore. I was like, I just like want to know what's going on in his life, like, you know.
And what'd he say?
And I text him that I miss him.
Oh, you told me what he said.
Yeah. I text him that I miss him, and him being the person that he is, he was like, oh, like, miss you too, like, you know. And he was like, oh, like, that's random. Like, and I'm like, yeah, I don't usually say that to people. Like, it was hard for me to do this. And he was like, oh, like when you get her out of your comfort zone. I'm like, you know what? I love you. Okay.
We need to date people that are like 15 years older than him, I think.
He's my age.
I know. I think we gotta.
I attempted to date someone who was almost 30, and look how that went.
I don't think that's old. I'm dating someone that's 27, and he's very close to 30, and I can tell you that 30 doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is 15 years older going to mean, Miranda?
I think 15 years older, they have to be, like, at least at our level of, like, fucking mental capacity, I would like to think.
You saw my eyes right now, but I was just going to say someone's name, and it would have been so offensive if I would have been like, but what about...
I wish I knew what you were going to say.
I'll tell you after. It's not that bad. But, like, no, like, there's so... Think of all the shithead adults you know.
I know who you were going to talk about.
Think of all the shithead adults you know that...
I know. I don't know. I don't have the answers for
honestly,
you.
if you're just listening to us, you need to watch this YouTube video because there's so much attitude in our facial expressions and in our body movements. Like, it's what makes the episode.
Yeah, but also listen to it because we need you to...
Yeah, we need the fucking listens. Yeah, bitches, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts right now, we're back. 5-star rating.
Give us a
comment.
rating.
leave a fucking review. Tell your friends.
Don't, like, the stars are nice, but
I'm
it'd be
tired.
really nice
I'm
to write
tired.
a little message.
Honestly, like, it's season 3. I'm about to be mad, and I'm just gonna straight up be like, at this point, if you're listening to us and you have not left a review, why not?
Yeah, I agree.
Like, stop texting me and telling me how much you like the podcast.
Yeah, put a review. When people say that, when they're like, "Oh, I love the podcast," I'm like, "Can you
tell someone else?"
Leave tell a review. The world, thanks.
Yeah, like, we appreciate and love you guys, but it's just like, please, it helps us in so many little ways that you don't even know. And wow, like, damn, I feel like I really dived into it in this episode, and we're supposed to have a whole episode about it.
I know. I'm like,
I need you guys to ask me questions. Like, what do you guys want to know specifically? Because I don't know if I want to tell the whole story.
I don't know either. I don't have dating stories to tell people.
Yeah, because she's dating one person. She's in a serious, healthy relationship.
If you want, like, maybe relationship advice, I can do that. Or can I? I might need some. But I can. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun because we can give, like, maybe this is what we should do. Maybe we should have people tell us what's been going on in your lives for the past 5 months, and then we can give you like, if it's dating related, we can give you, like, Randy's perspective, Randy do? And then, like, my perspective.
Oh my God, I love it.
That could be so fun because I guarantee you we will give you very different advice.
Oh yeah, and it's like the advice you don't want to take, or maybe you do, because maybe it'll change your life.
That could be fun.
I love that. So please write in to us, and also let us know what you want to know about my dating life, anything.
Whatever
Miranda's
you think
life.
We should talk about. You know what? Maybe we should, like, revisit some of, like, the first things we ever talked about and, like, give our perspectives now.
Yeah, because boy, have they changed.
So different. I think that could be cool too. So yeah, let us know if there are things you want to know or things you want us to talk about. We will gladly talk about pretty much anything. I don't think there's anything we haven't talked about, so let us know and we'll do it.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, I think
my cheeks hurt.
I know. I think that's it, people.
Thank you guys for listening. Please leave a review, give us 5 stars, leave a comment on our IG, follow us on all of our socials. They're all below if you're watching us on YouTube. It's all below if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere you get your podcasts. And we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.